circus, raised to be a freak on purpose. Under the sheets, you know I'm lurking, you know me. Do you like what you see?
Alright guys, well the Blazer is just like a woman whenever it comes to getting ready. This thing took forever. So it's the morning of Cars and Coffee. It started at 9 o'clock, it's until 2. It's currently almost 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're late, guys.
Yeah, and we're on our way right now. Just so you know, this isn't like a big event.
No,
there's probably like 5 cars there. But we just want to get out of the house, and it's right down the street from our house. And it just gives me a chance to get the Blazer out, get the Colorado out for Braven. We haven't got to do this yet, you know what I'm saying? So we figured, why not? Take it up to Speedway. The intake looks dope. Yeah. See, that's what we need. We need some intakes built like that.
He has a lot of room though.
Yeah, a lot more room than us. Oh yeah. This thing is cool too. Oh my god, this thing's got an LS in it too. Jesus. That's sick. LS swap everything.
Got AC.
Damn, son. Shitting. This is dope too. Look, another LS.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn.
That's crazy. Twin turbo.
I didn't even notice the S10. This thing is sick.
I'll get rid of my Colorado. Old school.
It's got a carbureted S10 on nitrous. It's pretty sick. That's a cool little cover.
Yeah.
Everything here has an LS in it. Project S10. Their YouTube channel. This thing's got a rear mounted turbo, so the charge pipe runs all the way down the frame, bro. Oh wow, that's pretty dope. This is sexy as hell, boy. Got that old school freaking Speedway sticker on it even. That's sick. Wild ass set of headers, bro. You see how it goes all the way down there? That's wild. This dude was cool as hell, man. We're hanging out with him at the Cars and Coffee for a minute. Alright, we are back home. Cars and Coffee was dope. It wasn't like a huge thing. I knew it wasn't going to be, but it was definitely cool to see some other vehicles, and we met that guy with the turbo S10. That dude was freaking dope. Hell yeah. But anyhow, I have not looked at this thing. I went in the house last night and I haven't looked at it since it dried. So I don't know if I'm gonna be satisfied with the flat paint or if I'm gonna need to go and get satin. Yeah, that's pretty flat. Yeah, what do you think, bro? I feel like I should go and get satin paint.
Probably.
I mean, it doesn't have a terrible look to it. It's got a little bit of a sheen.
A little bit. Would we have to go to Walmart to get paint?
Yeah, Walmart or Home Depot or something.
I'm down.
I knew this was gonna happen. Yeah, and I want the texture to stand out a little more. I feel like it's gonna stand out more with a satin paint. Okay, off to the store. Alright, I got satin paint, got some gloves this time. I didn't use gloves last time. It took me forever to get all the damn spray paint off my hands, so brought out some new bags. We're gonna do the exact same thing now, but with semi-gloss, not satin, bro. Dude, I don't understand like these paint makers, why they do this. There is flat, there is gloss, and there is in between, which is satin or semi-gloss. Rust-Oleum has both. They have semi-gloss and they have satin, which doesn't make any sense to me. But they were completely out of satin. All they had was this, so we're gonna have to make that work. It's the same exact freaking shit. Turn my fans on, even though my suction doesn't work very well with a wide open hole in the front. I want to interrupt this really quick just to let you guys know that I appreciate everybody that's already ordered the Dead Battery and the Zombie Fuel Pump t-shirt, the Halloween edition. We had a whole lot of first day sales, man. I most certainly appreciate it. You guys obviously must like those designs. This is the Dead Battery shirt. This is going to be on a black t-shirt, the same as all of our shirts, right? Now the Zombie Fuel Pump shirt, that is actually going to be on a dark gray shirt, like a charcoal shirt, just to give you guys a little bit of more information about them, because I don't even have one yet. I can't wait to get the first order in so that I have a couple of them as well, me and Braven both. If you want to get your shirt before Halloween, make sure that you get it as soon as you possibly can. I would like to get the majority of them shipped out before, so you guys actually get the shirts before Halloween. But anyhow, back to the video. Alright, dash is finished. We just need to reinstall it now. I need to find all the damn hardware. I don't know what it is I did with it. I will say it did come out a little bit shinier than I would like, but it's alright. The paint isn't done gassing. It takes spray paint a while to completely cure because it doesn't have a hardener in it, you know what I'm saying? So whenever paint is releasing gases, the gas kind of sits on the surface, and it does give it a more of a shiny effect than what it should have. But something that helps it dull a lot quicker is just kind of wiping it off. This is alcohol. I would use lacquer thinner. Lacquer thinner is a lot more aggressive, but with lacquer thinner you would want to do just like one really quick swipe. Otherwise you're gonna start breaking the paint up and you're gonna start wiping paint off onto your rag, you know what I mean? But yeah, I just kind of was wiping over it with some alcohol to help dull it down, which it did. It dulled it down a lot compared to what it was whenever I first brought it out here. But like I said, as it dries or as it hardens, it's going to lose a lot of that shine anyhow. I'm gonna go ahead and I need to go through my stuff and find the hardware. I know I have it all in like, oh, you know what? I think I know where it's at. Anyhow, I gotta find the hardware and then we're gonna start putting it in. I'm excited to see what it looks like with a dash again. The entire inside of that damn dash is all completely full of shit that I didn't even need. So now this thing is bare. In the last video working on the dash, I explained something that I ended up just cutting out because it was just like a really long explanation. So I'm just gonna give you guys kind of the straight to the point of it, you know. This dash, so I have two dashes. One was in better condition than the other. The one that we just did all this work to was the one that was in the worst condition. I still have the other one that is in slightly better condition, in which I plan on making that my long-term dash. I want to actually invest all my time and effort into making that one like nice, you know what I'm saying? Where this one was just like a really quick get it cleaned up and make it look presentable type of thing. So no, I don't have any vents in there for the air conditioning long term. You guys know I want to put AC in this, so I just took all the vents and everything out of that, which I'll put that stuff up. So if you know, I have more than one set to choose from whenever we are building the other dash. And I also saw in the comments a lot of people talking about fiberglass and stuff, that fiberglass is stronger than Bondo, in which I went into this long explanation about that in the previous video, which is, again, is just a bunch of stuff that got cut out of the video because it was too much talking, bro. Like, I try to keep the talking to a minimum, you know, which I know a lot of you guys don't mind it, but I know a lot of people also get bored with like really long explanations of things. So I tried to kind of find a happy medium within that. So just, it's unavoidable with some things. You have to explain what it is you're doing, which requires a bit of talking. So anyhow, that being said, this dash is supposed to just be a temporary thing, though if I'm being honest, it came out a lot nicer than what I expected. But still, I think the other dash is probably going to be a swap whenever the day comes up that we are going to finally be putting air conditioning in this, which at this point will probably be next summer. You know, as summer is coming, I'll probably gear up and try to get everything together to put air conditioning in this. So anyhow, before we go and put that thing in, I was going through all this wiring in here. I guess the only thing that I'd really want to keep is the cigarette lighter, just so I have like a phone charger. But realistically, I don't mind getting rid of that either, because we can just like run one of those little universal USB plugs in the dash. You know, you can order those things off of Amazon for cheap as hell. But for the most part, all of this stuff, this is radio wires, which I want to keep. But everything else, this is all like lights, bro. This is all lights for like the glove box and the little lights that are underneath. And this plugged into the factory ECU, which we are no longer using. I'm pretty sure that all of these wires just run over here to this. There's 6 wires going into this OBD port, and this has 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that has 8, which I would imagine there's probably 6 that goes to this, and then the 7, 8 is probably a power wire and a ground that ran to that ECU. So pretty much what I'm getting at is I'm under the impression that every single bit of this can go. I don't need any of it. Look, this is all lights. What is this thing? It's a freaking light. What the hell's going on? Damn strays, bro. There's so many stray dogs in this neighborhood. Look at Toby about ready to jump that freaking fence, man. Toby, go! Get your asses over here, man. Look, I get it. Hey, Toby, I get it. I get it. This is your house. I think you let him know that. Toby. Do you need to go in the house? Come on, let's go in the house. So I am glad I'm doing this, because it turns out there's a bunch of wires in here that are actually melted together, bro. And it looks like it's a power and a ground to me. This could be the reason why my battery keeps freaking dying. Why there's like something draining my battery. And this isn't like recent. This is old shit, because somebody tried to put some electrical tape around them, but they didn't do a very good job. Anyhow, I'm going through just kind of one thing at a time and following the wires back and clipping them, getting rid of a bunch of this shit. One of the lights, so these right here, this guy, there's two of them. Ugh, these two big old freaking lights that go on the dash. I don't like these things anyhow, bro, because I've seen like these things get hot and they start melting shit. Anyhow, I was following those wires back and I clipped them, and it turns out, you see one of these, this comes from the fuse box, and it was going into one light, out of it, into the next light, and then out of that light, it came all the way back, and it ran into here. This goes into the clips that go into the switch for the headlights and everything. So I just put the headlight switch back on and tested it. And right now I only have headlights. I do not have running lights. So that's one of the things, bro. It makes it hard to just cut a bunch of stuff out and get rid of it. You got to be careful and do it one thing at a time. So now if I jump these two wires together, then my lights, my running lights come on. So basically this is the power that was running to both of those bulbs that light up the ground. And then it also runs up to the switch that actually supplies power for the running lights. So all that was on the same circuit. And by me cutting that stuff out, I cut the power wire that runs to my running lights. So anyhow, I gotta shorten both of these, and then I'm gonna solder them together right there. So basically I eliminated all the extra lights. So now that power wire is just for my running lights alone. Yeah, and then I gotta just continue going through all this stuff. I'm gonna do one thing at a time for that reason. So hopefully I don't, make it to where something else in here isn't going to work. Though, really, the only thing that I need as far as chassis wiring is all my lights, the headlights, running lights, and then my windows and stuff. Like the door locks and the windows are all electric, but none of that is running inside of here. All the electric door lock and windows and everything for that door is all inside of this harness that comes over and goes into the fuse box, and then there's a separate harness down here that runs to this door. So luckily none of that is tied into this madness, but a lot of this stuff does loop around and it goes over here into the ignition. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to be very careful. I gotta make sure as I'm cutting grounds and stuff that these grounds aren't shared with other things. I don't know, it's a lengthy process, man. Tedious. So I'm just gonna take my time, make sure I don't mess anything up and I do everything right. Get all this stuff out of the way, then we can finally get this freaking dash in here. Alright, I am finally done. You guys wanna know it, but this actually took me a long ass time. Got this basically down to the minimum. Like, this is only the stuff remaining that I absolutely need. And this right here is for the stereo. So I have a constant power, a remote power, and a ground right here, so that I'm able to put a stereo in there. But other than that, everything else is completely done. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get my mess all cleaned up, and we are finally ready to put this damn dash in, man. Well, there it is, man. This thing finally has a dash back in it. Of course, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than what it was, man. We got rid of all the cracks. I think this came out really clean, dude. And like I mentioned earlier, the shininess of it will dull down. So I don't know if you guys remember, I also painted these pillar pieces. I don't know if you could tell in the video how much more duller those are than the dash itself, and I used basically the same paint. All these pieces back here, of course you can't see that. That's the thing with spray paint, dude, is it takes a long ass time to cure because there's no hardener in it, man. That's why if you actually use like a good paint that you spray out of a gun, if you mix that stuff up, it doesn't matter if you pound the lid back on the can, no matter what, that paint is gonna dry, it's gonna harden. Spray paint stays good inside of the can. You can set it on the shelf and use it a year later and it's still good because there's no hardener inside of it. So it takes a long time for spray paint to really cure. Once it gets cured, then that shininess, like I said, it's gonna go away, especially in this Arizona heat. Anyhow, it came out really nice, man. A lot of this stuff, like these buttons, I'm gonna eventually get rid of because I don't have these things. The AC, I'm not gonna get rid of it because we do plan on putting AC in here eventually. So that's just there for no reason. I'm also going to be putting a stereo in. So that's why I have the wires ran up here. The only thing I don't have is the speaker wires. So we'll have to run all new speaker wires. But this is the constant power, the remote power, and the ground for the stereo. I do need to get a new glove box door because I realized when I was because this thing needs to sit up like that, but it's just kind of sagging. That's because I thought this thing was like missing a screw or something, but it turns out that it's actually broken right there. There's a tab that's broken off of it. I could probably weld, like plastic weld something on there, but next time we go to the junkyard, dude, I'm just gonna keep an eye out for a new glove box door. I should have another one in the backyard, but I'm gonna save that for the other dash. Yeah, the gauge cluster came out really nice, dude. I think my favorite part is just the fact that now I can use the e-brake and my brake release is like right there. That and my hood pop is up here, so now it's a lot easier to pop the hood and stuff. So overall, it's just a lot nicer having a dash in there. Now, for the most part, the entire interior has been blacked out except for the door panels. So that's what we have next is the door panels. And I need to pop these panels off. The one on that side is already off. I need to paint these, so we're going to be doing these little kicker panels and the door panels together. That will be next for the interior of this thing. Anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something. I know I learned a lot. I don't know how long that's going to last. But like I said, I do have another dash that I do plan on trying to make nicer than this one whenever we do go to put air conditioning and everything inside of this. Anyhow, smash the like button if you liked the video. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.